Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and this is going to be my quick breakdown and install of the Curt manufacturing front mount hitch available for your 2015 and newer F-150. So in this brief overview, I plan on talking about a few basic topics here with the Curt manufacturing hitch. Basically, why you might want to consider adding one of these guys to your F-150. We'll talk about what the Curt option is going to bring to the table as far as materials and construction. And then last but not least, we'll do a brief little overview of the installation process. And due to the design of the Curt option here, there will be the slightest amount of trimming needed for some of the surrounding plastic on the front of your truck. Really not that big of a deal. And if you do planning on using this for a plow duty, then you will need to do some drilling as well, but only if you're going to use this for a plow duty. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go middle of the road, 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter with some more detail later on. So who should be interested in the Curt manufacturing front hitch? Well guys, there are a lot of reasons why you might want to consider this thing, but it really just boils down to basically adding a lot more functionality to the front end of your truck. And this could mean a number of different things. We're talking winch mounts, snow plows, baskets, tire carriers, and more available from Curt. You can even take this a step further, throw a ball hitch up front, and easily move trailers around in a pinch as well. Ultimately, guys, this is going to be the most affordable way to do this and still maintain your tow hooks, of course, without having to switch to a more expensive steel aftermarket bumper. But let's really throttle down on that functionality, because that's basically what this part is all about, guys. You're not looking at an appearance part, obviously, or a performance part. This thing is 100% functional. So let's talk about that. You're looking at a gross trailer weight capacity of 5,000 pounds here using the front hitch from Curt, and a tongue weight of 500 pounds. So you do have some options for what you do want to throw up here. Again, I think the two biggest uses are going to be the winch mounts or the snow plows. But for owners like myself who do a lot of surf fishing, this is just going to make throwing a rod rack up front or a surf basket just a much easier task. And taking that functionality a step further, I did talk about throwing a ball hitch up front as well, which can mean a number of different things for you in your F-150, but I think this is just gonna make moving trailers around the farm a lot easier. Whether you go camping and have like an ATV trailer, that's something to consider as well, or even if you're just towing around or moving around a full-blown boat trailer, as long as everything doesn't exceed 5,000 pounds fully loaded. A lot of you guys might be watching this and go, well, what the hell, dude, I have one of these things in the rear of my truck, why would I need one up front? Well, believe it or not, it does make moving trailers around in tight spots a much easier process thanks to the improved visibility, and a lot of people might just think you have a little bit more control when doing this from the front. Your opinion might differ from mine, but it is worth pointing out. Now with that ball hitch up front, does this mean you can essentially flat tow your F-150 whenever or wherever? Well, I mean, I guess you could, but I really wouldn't recommend that unless it's for a very short trip and you get a little jammed up. Now, if you really are serious about flat towing a big truck like the F-150, do yourself a favor, look at some of the tow bar options available in the aftermarket. Definitely gonna be the right tool for the job. But moving away from those functionality benefits, let's talk a little bit more about the construction, and believe me when I tell you, this thing is as solid as it looks. Very thick steel plating throughout here, guys, finished off in a gloss black powder coat with a little bit of what's called Bondurite mixed in. This is just a rust-resistant coating, and it's just gonna help keep the hitch looking good for years to come, even though a lot of it will be tucked away kind of behind or underneath the truck. This thing is gonna weigh in at around 41 pounds, and it is made right here in the USA. As far as pricing is concerned, the Curt manufacturing option is super affordable at just over the $100 price point, guys. Obviously, adding those aftermarket accessories like your winch mounts, your plow mounts, things like that will of course add to the price in the long run, but for just the base alone, that price is super easy to swallow for most owners out there, especially when you compare this to those aftermarket steel bumper options. As far as the install is concerned, well, we talked about earlier, guys, there is a little bit of work involved here. You're working kind of in a tight spot. There is some light trimming involved with some of the surrounding plastic. And if you do plan on using the Curt option here for a plow application, there will be the smallest amount of drilling. So just a couple things to keep in mind. Just to be safe though, I am going with a soft 2 out of 3 wrenches on my overall scale of difficulty, and maybe an hour or two from start to finish to get this puppy installed. Basic tool list here, guys. Well, again, socket set will be doing most of your heavy lifting for this install. If you are gonna use this for that plow application, again, just factor in a drill along with a 17/32 drill bit. And last but not least, some body saw, Dremel, maybe even a burly pair of shears is really all you need to trim some of the plastic on the front fascia. Now you will be using a technique called fish wiring here to run your carriage bolts and the spacers into the frame rail, because that's where this guy will actually mount to. Now this will be the most tedious part of the job in my opinion, because it is a little bit of a tight area, especially if you have some big mitts on you. But once everything is in place, raise the hitch into place, secure it using the 1/2-inch flange nuts, torque those puppies down to 110 foot-pounds, trim that front fascia as we already talked about in order to fit everything, and you really should be good to go. Wrapping things up here, guys, the Curt manufacturing front hitch is again a great way to add a boatload of functionality to the front end of your F-150 for those winch mounts, plows, baskets, tire carriers, or whatever. Or as we discussed, toss a ball hitch up front and you're moving some trailers around the yard much easier. This thing will be a great and low-key option, and most importantly, much more affordable compared to those aftermarket steel bumpers you'll find on the site. So guys, that is my review of the Curt manufacturing front hitch, which you can grab right here at AmericanMuscle.com.